append, append, append. So, let's talk about the word append. It's a verb, which means it's an action word that tells us what someone is doing. In common usage, append typically means to attach or add something to the end of something else. Like attaching a document to an email or adding a new page to a book. For example, you might say, "I'll append my signature to this contract," or, "The company appended a new policy to their employee handbook." One important thing to keep in mind is that append implies that the addition is being made at the end of something. So if you're adding something in the middle, you'd use a different word like insert. In a formal tone, a professor might say, "The research paper will append an additional chapter to the existing manuscript, exploring the unforeseen consequences of climate change." This usage is typical in academic settings where precise and technical language is used. In contrast, a casual conversation between friends might sound like this: "I'm gonna append my favorite playlist to the one I created for the road trip next weekend. It'll be lit." Here, the word append is used informally to mean adding something new or extra to an existing collection or project. In a business context, a manager might state, "The marketing team will append their latest sales data to the quarterly report, providing a comprehensive overview of our revenue growth." In this usage, the emphasis is on combining additional information with existing data to create a more detailed and informative summary. This kind of language is commonly used in professional settings where clarity and precision are paramount. So you're trying to learn about this concept in programming, and I'm here to help. To add something to the end of a collection or list, so it grows by having new items added at the back. That's what we mean by adding to or attaching to an existing group. Think of it like adding a sticker to a notebook. You're taking a new item and attaching it to the back of something that already exists. It's also related to concepts like piling on or stacking up, where things get added one by one, building on what was there before. In programming, this is often used when we need to build something from scratch, like a list of items or a collection of data, and it helps us create new stuff by adding to what's already there. Appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. So, let's talk about the word appreciate. The part of speech for appreciate is a verb, which means it's an action word that tells us what someone is doing. In common usage, to appreciate something usually means to have a positive feeling towards it, like enjoying or valuing it. For example, "I appreciate the beautiful sunset on the beach," means you enjoy watching the sunset and find it wonderful. However, in some cases, especially in British English, appreciate can also mean to suffer from an illness or a difficult situation. As in, "He's been feeling unwell all day and is really appreciating a cup of tea." This usage can be tricky for non-native speakers, but basically, it means they're not doing well and are looking forward to something that will make them feel better. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word appreciate. In a formal setting, such as a job interview or a letter of recommendation, you might say, "I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to work with this company and contribute to its success." This sentence demonstrates a sense of gratitude towards the organization and highlights one's commitment to the role. Context: a job seeker is interviewing for a position at a prestigious firm. In casual conversation, you might tell a friend or family member, "I really appreciate how you drove me to the airport last night. It was so kind of you." This sentence conveys gratitude towards someone for their help and shows appreciation for their actions. Context. A person is thanking someone for giving them a ride to the airport during a busy travel period. In business or academic writing, such as a report or research paper, you might write, "The company would like to appreciate the input of our customers in shaping our product development strategy." This sentence acknowledges the value of feedback from stakeholders and shows appreciation for their contribution. Context. A company is thanking its customers for providing valuable insights that have helped inform the development of new products. So you want to know what to appreciate means? Well, when we say that someone appreciates something, we mean they have a good feeling about it and value its importance or quality. For example, if you love listening to music and think it brings joy to your life, then you probably feel like it's a great thing, and that's what to appreciate is all about. Mainly, it means recognizing the good things in life and being grateful for them. It's kind of like when you see something beautiful or hear something nice, and it makes you feel happy inside. Some other words that have similar meanings are enjoy, like, and value. People use to appreciate to show they're thankful for what they've got. Whether it's a good friend, a tasty meal, or even just a lovely day outside. Arbitrary. 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 So, you want to learn about the word arbitrary, right? Well, let's break it down together. The word arbitrary is actually an adjective, which means it describes a noun or pronoun. In common usage, people use arbitrary to describe something that is based on random choice or whim, rather than reason or logic. For example, if someone decides who gets the last cookie in your household by flipping a coin, that's an arbitrary way of making a decision. It's not based on any particular rule or criteria. One special note about arbitrary is that it can also imply a sense of unfairness or unreasonableness. So be careful how you use it. If someone says, "The teacher gave an arbitrary grade to the student," it might mean they think the grade was unjust or unreasonable, rather than just random. Here are 3 practical example sentences using the word arbitrary with their respective contexts. In formal writing, such as in a law journal or a scholarly article, you might say, "The judge's decision to impose a fine on citizens for jaywalking was deemed arbitrary by critics, who argued that it was not a fair reflection of the severity of the offense." This usage is appropriate because it involves a critical analysis of a formal policy. In casual conversation with friends or colleagues, you might say, "I think it's arbitrary to require everyone in the office to wear a tie on Fridays. I mean, come on. It's just for one day a week." This usage is informal and conversational, making it suitable for everyday chat. Note that this tone is relaxed and colloquial, which is why the language used is also casual. In a business or academic context, such as in a memo or a research paper, you might say, "Our company's decision to limit employee travel to only 2 countries was deemed arbitrary by some employees, who felt it unfairly restricted their ability to conduct business with international partners." This usage is professional and objective, making it suitable for formal documentation or reporting. So, when we say that something is chosen without a good reason, that's kind of what arbitrary means. Think about it this way. Let's say you and your friend are deciding who gets to choose the restaurant for dinner. If someone just randomly picks a place without thinking about what you both like or want, that decision might be considered arbitrary because it doesn't seem to have any good reason behind it. In general, An arbitrary choice is one that's made without considering all the facts or circumstances. So it's not necessarily based on something important or relevant. This concept is similar to the idea of something being random or capricious, and it can be used to describe decisions, rules, or judgments that don't seem fair or reasonable.